Okay, I've kind of started the video a little bit late, but this is going to be it's kind of like 100,000 mile maintenance, but also 120,000 mile maintenance on this 2013 Prius. We're going to do air filter, cabin air filter, clean the blower for the hybrid battery cooling motor, and then 4 spark plugs, oil, oil filter obviously, inverter coolant and engine coolant, and then we're going to do the hybrid transaxle fluid. But jumping right into it, we got to get at these spark plugs. So what that looks like is make a little mark where your wipers are sitting on the windshield, and then you can pop the wiper arms off with they're like 14 millimeter nuts, I think. Just unbolt those, pull them straight up. Then your next step is going to be to get this plastic cowl. There's little trim pieces right here that if you pry just right, they pop right up. There's a couple little push pins in there, like these. Push the center down, pop that up, and then work these little tabs right there. You'll just use a screwdriver to push it that way. And you can see, those are pretty common. Get that cowl up, and then probably the best way, in my opinion, would be unbolt the wiper motor and the whole wiper assembly, the wiper transmission or linkage or whatever. And then this little clip might be a pain. We're going to get that clip right now. There's a couple different ways. You want the metal one, or you want to just do dikes? Here's the metal, if that'll work. Otherwise, we can use some dikes. Alternative lifestyle parting elements, I should say. Diagonal cutters, perhaps. Okay. So work it nice. We'll get that second one. I'm too slow. I'm just setting parts. And then for me, I ordered stuff on Amazon mostly. So I figured out, look up parts. You can go to your local place, and that's better because if your parts are wrong, they'll take them back. But I found on Amazon everything I needed, and the customer actually supplied the air filter. So here's the old cabin, and there's the engine air, which isn't really all that dirty. Actually, not dirty at all. And then regarding the cabin, I'm gonna sneak behind the glove box. Pop this glove box down by prying over. You can unclip this little piece, drop that down. You want to show us real quick?
Oh, it's a little shot.
Yeah. Pry in. Pry in. And then there's that cover.
Take the cover off.
Yep, and then there it is. Bingo. Okay. So that was pretty easy. Snap it back together. Goes together same as it came apart. And then we're getting this cowl pulled. Not the plastic cowl, but the whole tray, the real actual cowl. Just about to come out right now. So you saw there was a few bolts. 1, 2, 3. And then some along the firewall. And then a few right here. Just 10 millimeters. Not a real big thing. Okay, and so on Amazon, these are the spark plugs. I double checked a couple times. So we could do the Denzos, but I've always liked NGK, and they were way cheaper on Amazon. So this baby's getting NGK. They should be all pre-gapped and everything, but sometimes I just will take a visual look anyway. Get ready to get those in there. And then popped another couple little trim pieces off. And here we go. Careful of the windshield. Nice. Right there. Okay, now we can zing the coils. A lot more accessibility now. Kind of crazy to do for the spark plugs, but it's not worth trying to fish around and goof off in there. So connectors. Sometimes you gotta talk nice to them, huh? Give them a nice little compliment so they like you. Okie dokie. Got a spot right here if you want it. We got you. Okay, they're all the same. But I saw how he took them out. Anyway. All right, spark plugs, big debate. Cold engine, warm engine. Doesn't seem to make a whole lot of difference to me. This engine happens to be cold. Take them out by hand, take them out by impact. Also doesn't seem to make a big difference to me. So, whatever Giovanni thinks is what we're going to do. They're probably 14s, huh?
Yeah.
9/16 will work. And whatever size you want. And then if you want the 3/8 gun, you can. If you want the handle, you can. Here, you got to get the socket off. Yes. So the real reason these are being changed is just miles. So we didn't have a misfire. We didn't have any issues, but just for fun, I'll take a look at them. A little bit of carbon there. But nothing looking, yeah. For 100 and something K. And I'll have to recheck the manual, but I believe they called for these at 100, 120, and then I think the inverter coolant was 100. So we're kind of like doing 100K, but we're rounding up to do all the 120 stuff, so he's only got to do it once. And I just said, as a habit, like to match them up. They look good. Here's your first one. Those ones will torque. You can buzz them, and then let's torque them.
Oh, okay. So no hand tight?
Yeah, although I'd have to check the torque spec. All right, so we'll get the torque wrench fired up, but also I'm pretty sure that diagram is saying hand tighten and then do an additional 1/4 inch with the ratchet, but we'll kind of compare that to 13 foot-pounds.
I don't remember what did we look it up on TIS?
Yeah, I'll have to search TIS real quick, but I want to get a feel for it real quick. So we'll start with a baseline of 13, and I want to see how closely that matches up with that hand tight plus 1/4. See how it goes. All 4 in?
Yeah.
All right. Do it with this one.
Okay.
And let me watch. I'm just really curious what it shows on the live screen.
With the extension, do you want?
Yeah, no issue. We're not adding any leverage. All right, so let me see right there. See, that's just right about where we thought. Oh, it looks like the battery died.
Yeah.
Bummer. But it looks like it was going to be pretty much around the same, 13 or 1/4 turn. Let me change the battery.
Oh, that was cracked.
All right, verification. For 15 foot-pounds, the far right number right there, not inch pounds or newton meters. So, but you know, like NGK saying hand tight plus 1/4, Toyota saying 15 foot-pounds, they're going to be ballpark. So let's say, like, you think that cylinder number 4, you probably just did hand tight, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see how close we are to the 1/4 inch, or the 1/4 turn. Right, so if I get this right at about 12-ish. Yeah, so I would probably go by the foot-pounds because that one didn't need quite 1/4 of an inch. It depends on what you mean by hand tight. So let's go with 15 foot-pounds. That's my recommendation.
Okay. So good?
All right, all 4 done. Yep, we're good. All right, coil's going back in. Yeah, every bolt has a torque spec, but you know those ones are a little less critical. Just don't break them off. And so there we go. Button those back up, and then might as well shoot the coil back on, and then we can move to. I'm gonna probably lean towards doing oil change and transmission fluid, and then probably save the coolant for last because the coolant might get a little more messy. Alright, get them snugged up, and we'll swing the coil back over there, or the cowl, I mean. I'll be ready for that right now. Clean a little junk. I guess I'll make a little work for myself later. Heartbreaking. Okay, well, there's the clip right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a zip tie?
Yeah, we'll hook it up. You ready?
Or just leave it like that?
You ready? We'll make it happen right now. We'll get half and half. And of course, being 10-year-old plastic, you know, some stuff can be a little brittle, but we'll work through it. Line the holes up, looking pretty close. You want to run around and start the bolts. All right, so you see the bolts locations, because this is where we were. It's where we jumped into it, and then I realized I should get a little video here. So now you can definitely catch all the locations. This is loaded up, ready to go. You want an extension?
No, that's fine.
Okie dokie dokie. That's probably for the cowl. They all look the same, huh?
Yeah, they look the same.
I'll give you one at a time. I'm gonna keep feeding you. Here, I'm gonna give you a few because you're faster than I realized. Okay, you got that one. So you got 3 left. They're probably for the motor. The motor's gonna be a little bigger.
No, this one.
Oh, for the
No,
brackets.
this bracket, just that.
Gotcha.
I usually put these on first.
Do
and
it.
then-
You got it. I don't want to slow you down. That many bolts. Okay, 3 in the brackets. Get the light. For once in my life, I'm the flashlight guy. I've been promoted. Okay, then pull wiper linkage, right?
Yeah.
Think
but
you're-
that,
Oh, we gotta deal with that little plastic clip, huh?
yeah.
All right, we'll make a plan because that one had the brittle push pin.
Yeah.
So we're talking about this guy right here. Let's figure it out and then we'll come back. So this is my drawer of miracles. This might be the ticket. If not, we gotta make a new plan. And that's, if you've ever done any of this type of stuff, that's why this drawer exists. Stuff like that just happens. Maybe, see, maybe not. It's a little too loose, huh?
Yeah.
Bummer. All right, so we're gonna look for a bigger one. If not, we're gonna make a new plan. User no. Maybe due to try to buy another assortment. Okay, zip tie it is. There's the electrical repair emergency kit. There it is. There it is. I'll be ready for him here. All right, so that little separator's together. Maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah. All right, let's see what we got for this corner piece. Okay, we do something like that. We do something. It's a custom signature now. This is the signature edition.
So if I do it too tight, it's gonna be. Squishing it.
Yeah. Okay. Custom. Moving on.
Alright, so now that.
Okay.
These are on.
Okay, that piece stood them up in place. Looks good.
Now the motor.
Yep. The motor. All right, so just get them in place. Looks good. Another 10mm bolt party. It's fun, huh? Is it the bolt fiesta? Okay, it's going the right direction. Pistola loaded.
Still not loaded.
Mm-hmm.
These are what we usually check our hand.
Yep, let's make sure they're good.
Yeah.
Good for sure.
Make sure that like it gets loose.
Yeah, I get it. And then I'm gonna make more work for myself later, but helping the customer out. So 'cause this is actually where it needs to suck in the air for the cabin air filter for the whole HVAC system. So I should clean it up. Okay, if it's much dirtier, I'm gonna get the blower out and blow it off. I'm gonna do that. All right, rechecking by hand. If you're new, by all means, use the torque wrench on every single bolt. You're supposed to. All right, I'm gonna get the cowl ready. Yeah, so that one's looking pretty good. I'll flip it over. Yeah, a little more. Drain the compressor tank, get the air out of there, the water out of there. Okay, a little yucky. All right, looking good. Cal's ready when you are. I'll get these pieces ready. This one. Yeah, you can see, I mean, that clip came out, but barely. Barely, they're just hanging on. Okay, making sure the connector's good. Get laid up in there. Oh yeah, the 2 harness clips right there. That's what you're doing. All right, we laid in. Make sure it's in place. I can get aside a little help over here. There's arms that tuck under the windshield, right? And so see that little arm right there? We just gotta push it down and bring it up. Yeah, this one's pretty much there. Okay, and then here. Ahí está. Okay, those. That one clip on this left side's a maybe. That'd be another good one to get as an assortment. Yeah, that one's pretty beat. He's gonna do the little trim piece. I'm gonna try to put this clip in. It's hanging out by a thread. You guys talk nice to it. Give it a little compliment, maybe. Same type of an idea. It's got the back side, it's got a little tab. Catch the glass. And before this is all covered up, the edge of that windshield, be very careful with that. So if anything touches the very edge of the windshield, I'll tell you what happens. And that happened. This one I can't quite get with one hand, so you take over for me on that one.
Did you tuck in the thing?
Yeah, I tucked the back. Yep. But just needs a little massage. There you go, little sweetheart. All right, wiper arm time. And you can see the marks on the windshield right there, like the dust mark, right? So that's how we know where we're gonna set them. They are right behind you, right there.
You tell them that they can't get these off, that they shouldn't try to wear on them.
Oh, okay, yeah, if they, you know, I have a puller for those. So if you can't pull them off just by working them, don't try to pry against the glass or anything else. I don't want to ask you how you know, but let me show you. I do own a wiper arm puller. In the case it's needed, we could use that. All right, so you're setting it right to the dust mark. Actually, they might have been a little bit misadjusted. When we were changing the wiper blades, they looked a little funny, but that one looks good. And when you're doing it, there's all these splines, so higher or lower or whatever. And if you set it too high, it's not gonna part. It's also gonna try to go off the edge of the A-pillar. So set it to the old spots, or set it to at least where they look like they should have been in the first place. And so he's gonna buzz those up. We'll take a look at the air filter, which he's already done, but we didn't get that on video, right? So 2 clips, and then pull up and out, and very easy. The new filter's in place already. It could be just quite that simple, but I did notice something. Okie dokie.
Yeah, so good spot.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Looking nice, looking nice. And then it looks like this hose clamp's actually a little loose, so we're gonna hook that up. That was not from us, actually. I always keep a handy tool. Pretty tough to juggle one-handed, but it's all good. And as always, the main goal is to get this customer's job done quickly. So it's, because I don't charge top dollar, but I still need to be fairly accountable to my time to be close to profitable. So we're not doing takes and retakes and prep, and it's just hammering the job, as always. One wiper arm is good. Here comes the other one. This one I'm gonna watch you closely. Same spot. Okay, so I'm thinking of the view, like you can kind of see the dust. We're gonna lay it up on there. Setting it on the little spindles, and then you see the mark right there. So I'm gonna help a little.
Oh, no, it's because
You got it. You do what you gotta do. I'm holding it in place. Fighting you a little.
yeah.
Grab the nut. You got it.
You put the clipping for that?
Yeah, it was a little rough, but it's in there. It's the last time that clip will ever be able to be serviced. All right, so for reference, there's about that much clearance between the two. And this wiper seemed a little bit weird. It was bigger than the original one, so we're gonna check it out. We'll button it up and then we'll check the wipers a little later. Yep. Okay. Okay. Snug them good. They look pretty good. I think that they're gonna work fine. This one's gonna pull away a little sooner, but the original wiper blade, that ended up taking a much larger one. This is what came off of it. It's like this 14 or 13 inch. And the customer supplied a, what the heck size is this? It was on here somewhere. In the top, I think. 26. And there's the old 26. The other one is a 19. So from what he looked up, 26 and a 19. And if they work good, sweet. Okie dokie. Well, the fun stuff on the top is done for now. I guess we're going underneath. Did forget there's one more thing I'm going to do for this guy that's kind of a bonus, and we're going to pop these headlights out and do a LED light conversion. So we're going to figure that out a little bit more, because this isn't something that we commonly would do. Even though Giovanni works on these every day, it's like you change a bulb, but we're going to pull them out.
You're trying to change the bulb?
Yeah, but they looked like they were a little tough to access down there, no? I guess you could maybe get, because high and low beam, both of them. So we'll figure this out and come back. Might have jumped the gun on that. Looks like Giovanni's easily able to pull the bulbs. This one was out here, right?
Yeah.
So low beam. So this is a kit that this company sent me for free. So we're gonna figure out how well they work. The customer's headlights are a little hazy, but not terrible. But he's saying that like he can't even really see at night. And so I'm gonna rely on him to tell me how he likes driving it once we do this. But I'll show you how to do the bulbs anyway. So here we go. All right, so the low beam, not yet. The low beam is the H8, H9, H11. And these plug right into the original connector. And then this is a little, it's not a ballast because it doesn't up it to high voltage, but that's some little control box. We have to play around with how the bulb mounts and then also where we're gonna mount this box. But for now, we're just gonna make sure it works because these are polarity specific. So if we plug it in backwards, it won't work. So I'm gonna test that out. Grab that off there just in case the wipers are on accident. Okay, so there's the LED. It's working nice, which means, and I'll leave it on auto before I forget, or DRL. So that one's a yes, which means we can play around with getting it mounted, which we should be able to do. And then sometimes there's a mechanism to aim it. But it looks like this one is going to be preset for aiming. Go ahead and try to hook it up and down in that light housing, yeah. Keep it decluttered. Yeah, it's dark in there. It is dark in there. All by feel and maybe just a peek. It should go in just like factory, and then sometimes you can see it coming into the projector, but that one's just a little too hazy. Think you got it?
Yeah, it doesn't come out.
Okay.
Seems like it.
Yeah, we just gotta for sure make sure. They can be a little hard to get in, which is why I was originally thinking about pulling the whole housing.
Yeah, that's tight. That's tight.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna see. Yeah, it's in there, nice and square and flush, and everything looks good. Let's see if we can do that high beam as well, and then this side actually will probably be easier. I don't think we'll have to pull the housings, so we're just gonna plug them in there. All right, and these I thought were pretty cool because they are just big heat sinks. They don't have a fan, so I put some of them in where they have fans before. And then let's look. That looks, yeah, they're gonna work. It looks about the same. So the ones with the fans, I find the fans usually go bad before the bulb. I'm gonna keep these bulbs for the customer just in case. But then the only thing left on that is gonna be tidying up the housing. You know, those little boxes. Maybe we do like the two-way tape that came in the kit, like this. We two-way tape them someplace good. That way they get a little airflow, like factory. And then I may have to play around with aiming. We'll see where we're at.